Buttigieg. Buttigieg.
Okay, boys, if a cold break, I expect you to take a step back. Don't deliberately throw punches to the back of the head. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves. Good luck, lads.
The second fight here on Before the Bell, and that's an intriguing one. The veteran almost, 41-year-old Grant Dennis versus the very exciting youngster from East London, Leli Buttigieg. Here at the Cannon Medical Arena in Sheffield. And it's like musical chairs here at the comms desk. Out goes former world champion Sonny Edwards. In comes the former amateur star and 1-0 as a professional, Pat Brown. How you doing, Pat?
I'm all good, thank you. I'm glad to be back in the boxing scene, and yeah, we've got a good show on tonight.
Yeah, good to have you back, mate. Fresh off that explosive debut. But you were thrilled to get that monkey off your back, I guess. Get one notched off.
Yeah, definitely. It was a big weight on my shoulders, and it's off now. But it's nice to see Leli's getting his jab off. He's establishing it, and he's stating his dominance in the middle of the ring.
Yeah, we see him, as I say, last time out against James Todd, sort of regrouping in the second part of the fight and really stuck to his boxing. But he does have that natural fire, aggression, likes to get stuck in. Just throwing a nice 1-2 left to the body. Really is a good fighter, lives and breathes this sport. Was actually toying with the idea of fighting at super welter, but he really is a tall young man, still growing, only 20 years old, so he's at middleweight at the minute. But I was speaking to Al Smith, his coach, and Eddie Lamb, and saying he's almost outgrowing the middleweight division already.
Yeah, he looks mature for his age, definitely, and he's doing some nice shots there behind the ear, and he's going he's going upstairs and downstairs, so it's all good work so far.
Yeah, good thought in the work of Buttigieg, trying to set the jab traps. Nice jab though from Grant Dennis. As I say, he's been around, knows exactly what to do to not just win fights, but to upset and pose problems for these youngsters coming through.
You can tell as well, you know, Grant is physically there. He's a strong man, and it'll be a good test tonight.
Yeah, he fought Kevin Ajarko, who's our first fight on tonight's live broadcast against Ryan Kelly. Lost on points. Also Mark Dickinson, who we see perform really well in his last contest, both exchanging uppercuts inside. But just shows the ambition. Pat, you see Buttigieg out last time against James Todd, who pushed Commonwealth Games bronze medalist Aaron Bowen hard in their fight, drops Aaron Bowen, and then goes into this fight. So shows real desire to push on from Buttigieg.
Yeah, 100%. He's there to fight. He's keeping active, and great first round.
Yeah, good round. Good boxing from Buttigieg, but Dennis showing his tough.
Second out, round 2.
Yeah, good opening round, and into the second we go. Leli Buttigieg in the blue corner, the black and orange trunks versus Grant Dennis in the blue. 29 fight veteran. Dennis, as far as 41-year-olds go, fit as a fiddle. Leli Buttigieg started boxing when he was 7, joined East London's Newham Amateur Boxing Club, and as I say, won 4 national titles. Turned pro with Al Smith at the iBox gym in Bromley. Al Smith, he knows his boxing inside out and really rates Buttigieg. Believes he's got a good career in the sport and demonstrating their nice, crisp combinations.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell he's had that amateur pedigree. He's got a nice tight guard as well, but he doesn't just rely on that, you know. He goes into the Philly shell also and steps off. And as we mentioned before, he's really established that jab. And I like to see him keep throwing it, and it was a great 1-2 there.
Yeah, that was lovely. Sharp 1-2 straight down the pipe of Dennis. Al Smith, he's taken them on the road, done lots of tough, hard round sparring in other gyms. Someone who really rates him, very good fighter, is Josh Kelly. Says he's a good fighter, tough game. Says he's got a very good future ahead of him. Just feinting there to the body, but Buttigieg trying to open up. Dennis's tight guard, just missing with the right uppercut. Never looks overawed, Dennis, does he, Pat?
No, he stays calm, and this round, you know, he's jabbed to the body and to the head. He's mixing it up, and it's keeping Dennis thinking. And yeah, he's whipping that right hand over now as well. Oh, great shot.
Yeah, he likes that shot, Dennis. He likes the counter left hook. Seen him in fights in the past, but when Leli Buttigieg keeps it long like this, you can still be aggressive, you can still be spiteful, and looking very, very dangerous with that 1-2.
Yeah, when he keeps it long, he's definitely dangerous, and you know, Grant, he's strong, so when he's going down to the body as well, it's taking it off the engine.
Yeah, the sixth rounder for Buttigieg. He's also got another fight scheduled on that big bill coming up, the rematch between the man we see in the previous fight in the corner of Joe Howarth, Dave Allen versus Johnny Fisher. So that's what you want to be as a young fighter. I'm sure you want to be active, Pat. He had 5 fights last year, Buttigieg, so I'm sure you'll be looking to follow suit.
100%, yeah, an active fighter is a dangerous fighter, and yeah, especially at the start of your career, all you want to do is keep that ball rolling.
Well, into the third round we go. Buttigieg versus Dennis in middleweight division. As I say, he was toying with the idea of fighting down at super welter, but weighed 164 pounds for this one. He's growing all the time, only 20. That's good work from Dennis. So reverse 1-2 there, starting with the right hand, finishing with the left.
Yeah, he's had very slick movement during this fight, and yeah, we might see him throw some shots in that after that as well.
See it, like, I'm not calling Dennis a journeyman here, but where they fight so regularly in Grant Dennis's instance, fighting last weekend, the timing is always there, and you can see just as that knacker taking the sting out of shots, you can see he moves, he slips and slides, and you get that from fighting regularly. You know it as a top-class amateur. The more you're doing it, the more natural and composed and quick and loose and relaxed you feel.
100%, yeah, you can tell that Grant's riding certain shots. He's got a nice tight guard, and listen, he's an hard man to get out of there, but at the moment, you know, Buttigieg, he's doing what what he's meant to be doing. He's on the jab, he's not becoming reckless, and he's boxing smart.
Yeah, he is boxing smart. Look, like all youngsters, always desperate to get that finish, but I think he's fully aware of the step up in quality that he's got in front of him, and it's all about winning, it's all about doing the right thing, and you can see he has got that bit between his teeth, a little smile from Buttigieg there, but as you pointed out, that boxing nicely, but Dennis always looking to fire back, just missing, almost grazing the shoulder of Buttigieg with the right hand.
Yeah, definitely, and he's slowly starting to walk him down now, Buttigieg. I think he's smelling that Dennis is getting fatigued, and you know he's pressing the pace now.
Yeah, this is good, I agree. He's just turning the screw ever so slightly. He's not getting reckless. Nice variation there, jab upstairs right to the body, and he doesn't seem to have any answer. He doesn't look hurt or unfazed at all, or phased rather, but he's under the cosh. Dennis, nice jab. Manages to slip the second, but just misses with the counter screw shot. Oh, what a nice left hook there, Pat.
Yeah, he's hitting with a good few left hooks, just behind the ear as well, so Dennis will be feeling that one for sure.
Sure, Leli Buttigieg for you doing exactly what he needs to. Anything else you'd like to see him doing, or is it more a case of Dennis having to try something else here?
I think he's doing great at the moment. You know, he's taking his time, he's not rushing his work. I would like him to go back to stabbing down to the body and then whipping that right hand back over.
As they witness
Round 4.
their local star, the next star potentially of these parts, Dalton Smith, the fight before the fight against Canadian Matchroom Germain. We're seeing it here. Leli Buttigieg just showing us what he's all about. Nice variation with the work, holding centre of the ring. Looks as if he's waiting for the shots to come out of Dennis so he can fire back with a counter. Tucking up well. It was a nice left uppercut. What a nice attempt at the shot from Dennis, but he just closed them elbows up, Buttigieg, and demonstrating a good defence, firing back with a nice jab and a long right hook, Pat.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with his defence so far. He's mixing it up, and he's not retreating as well. Most fighters, when they're getting shots getting thrown at him, they retreat too much and they lose the ground, but Buttigieg is staying there, defending, he's throwing back.
Yeah, nice work with that lead hand. Yeah, you're right, Pat. Boxing nicely. It was a left hook upstairs to the body, fired through an uppercut. Just dipping under the jab as well, looking for the right to the body, just stranding a little low, says the referee. Left uppercut again, and is this the tempo that you're asking for, Pat? Starting to come through.
Yeah, definitely. He's turning it up now, and he's introduced the left uppercut a hell of a lot from last round as well. So that shot's always hitting Dennis every time he throws it. Great shot there.
Yeah, nice 1-2. Really, really works the simple stuff well. Buttigieg, the straight 1-2, so effective. Double jab right hand again, just taking the sting out of the shot. Grant Dennis, tough as they come.
Yeah, definitely tough as they come. He's a very hard man to get out of there, but I'm still liking Buttigieg's work. He's not rushing it, even though he's upped the output, he's still remaining calm.
Yeah, like I say, he still looks absolutely fine. Dennis has his wits about him still, but he's second best. do feel probably the best chances to try and get close and land some big shots of his own at range. As you can see, there's only one winner. As I say that though, Leli Buttigieg just stepping that front foot a bit closer, working the body. Oh, nice double shots to the body, finishing with a left hook, Pat. Good work.
Yeah, his left hook seems like the danger shot, and it's always, as the combination's finishing off, he just hits Dennis on the way out.
Yep, he's up to it, but you have to say Dennis, he's up to the task. He's surviving, he's hanging in there. Trying to work the body again, Buttigieg, but that's another good round in the bank. Just gives a little nod to Eddie Hearn. Eddie gives one back. He'll be happy with what he's seeing here, I'm sure, Pat.
100%, yeah, he's putting on a good display of boxing, and you know, he's not taking no damage. You ever look at that left uppercut that we've spoken about before? He lands it every single time, and there's that nice 1-2 as well. That really clipped him. But listen, fair play to Dennis. He's got a chin on him.
Yeah, demonstrating a good variation, as you say. The nice 1-2, keeps it simple when he has to, and starts showing a bit more natural flair with the variations when he has the chance to. Doubling up with the left hook, the uppercuts have worked really, really well. Sometimes a tough shot for taller fighters to throw, but he delivers the uppercuts really, really well. Again, another shot at the venue here. Fairly new arena, the Medical Cannon Arena here in Sheffield, very close to the Motor Point Arena. All kicks off live in the global home of boxing, The Zone, at 7 p.m. Stack card. Back to this one, Buttigieg just landing a nice 1-2 to start the round, Pat.
Yeah, he's coming at him again. It looks like Dennis is starting to, he's whipping the jab out, but he's looking tired now. I think if Buttigieg keeps turning it on, potentially might get him out there.
I'm not sure if you'll agree with me, but I think if he offers more shots, Dennis coming out, he'll be happy with that Buttigieg. He's got the opportunity with that pedigree, albeit as a junior, to make him pay. If anything sloppy does come out from Dennis as he's tiring, he'll punish him for sure. And as you can see it again, starting to up the work again, Pat.
Yeah, he's upping the work. I like to see him go downstairs though, because he gets really good success there, and it takes that out Dennis. There we go, nice shot there.
Eddie and manager Lee Eaton really trying to will on Buttigieg to try and get the finish. A low one, just giving him time to recover. See him just cupping his private parts there, Dennis. They hurt, I'm sure. You're going to have to deal with a few of those, Pat, in the years to come.
Yeah, it's not a nice feeling, I tell you that.
Any advice I can give you, get a nice, strong protector. But back to this. Buttigieg getting to work. Nice straight shots, finishing that with a nice long left hook. I think he feels he's hurt Dennis.
Yeah, I believe so. He's putting the combinations together. I just want him to whip one downstairs now, because that could potentially get him out there.
Yeah, he does describe the body shots well. Yeah, as you say, there's that shot to the body, taps upstairs with the left hook.
There we go.
20 to go, yeah. Again, yeah. Buttigieg really up in the work. This is good work from the East Londoner. Only 20 years old, as we say, but showing real maturity in there now. Looks physically strong, doesn't he, Pat?
Yeah, physically strong, showing maturity, and needs to keep chopping that tree because it's working.
And I love this spite, this aggression, this fire in the eyes from the young man. Oh, no, that's a lovely left to the body. I thought he was going to complain there that it was low, but that was a peach of a left hook, and it doesn't look like he's going to recover from this. What a display from the young East Londoner, Leli Buttigieg, and you can see what it means to the young man. Not many do that to Grant Dennis. Only 4 people have stopped Dennis. That was a tremendous display of spite. Good punch variation from Leli Buttigieg, Pat Brown.
Yeah, great display there, and like we were saying, when he went down to the body, that was the way to get Dennis out of there, because he's a tough bloke and he's got a chin. But credit to Buttigieg, that was a great performance and he should be proud of that, especially with his age.
Yeah, really mature performance. He didn't do anything silly early, he kept it nice and long. Talk us through these closing seconds, Pat.
Yeah, he's got a nice tight guard, and he didn't get it much often either, as you can tell by his face. But yeah, where he slotted it in there, you can tell it just crumbled him.
And you can see what it means to him. I hope they can find that gum shield, because they're not cheap. But yeah, really showing maturity. I think that's the best word for that performance. Strong, physically, good work, thinking all the time. Al Smith, Leeton will be thrilled with their charge, as will Eddie Hearn. I can see just the back of our shot talking to a fellow manager in Sam Jones. But let's hand over to our MC, David Diamante, for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Gray reaches the count of 10 at 2 minutes and 19 seconds of round number 5, declaring your winner by knockout. He's still undefeated, Leli Buttigieg.
Leli Buttigieg gets his 8th win of his career, second inside the distance, and you'd have to say probably the best of his performance, bearing in mind who he's fought there and the way he dispatched Dennis. Very, very impressive. A smile from the 41-year-old who, as I say, was out last weekend but went the distance, and you can see him shrugging his shoulders and saying there's not much more I could do. But we have Eddie Hearn, we have Buttigieg, alongside our report for the evening, the young, talented, handsome Jamie Ward.
Thank you, Darren. Okay, Leli Buttigieg, congratulations. 8-0. Looked like you enjoyed that one tonight. So tell us how you're feeling right now.
Yeah, I'm buzzing. I think I've just made a statement there. Stopped the very tough man. I'm stepping it up in the opponent each time, so we're getting better each fight, and listen, I'm ready for the next one.
Like you say, Grant Dennis, we know what we're going to get with Grant Dennis. He's a tough man. He always comes to win. Not many have done that to him over a long career. Can you feel like you've made a bit of a statement tonight?
Yeah, definitely. A lot more of that is going to come, Sometimes I don't go through the gears enough, but, I'm starting to find myself a bit more like go through the paces, so a lot more stoppages to come in the future.
Up until the stoppage, what questions did you have to answer in there coming from Grant tonight?
Well, to be honest, I was just being wary of the counters, because I was catching him with the jab each time, so I had a feeling he was going to come back with the right hand, so just to watch the counters and just keep trying to go through the gears.
And in terms of the finish, just talk us how you set that up and the final moments to the fight as well that led to the end.
Well, I was just sticking behind the jab, and I just thought a little slip, right around the body, he was done.
And in terms of, before we bring in Eddie Hearn, when you look at the matchmaking, a hard fight already this year with James Todd, straight into another hard fight with Grant Dennis. What's the approach from you and the team in taking challenges like this? You're still only 20 years old, of course.
Yeah, I believe in my ability. I will not believe in my ability. I'll fight anyone. I don't care who you are. But, I don't want to rush nothing. I've got a good team around me, so whoever they put in front of me, they're going to guide me correctly. So whatever it is, I'm ready.
Talking of guiding, let's bring in the man behind the journey here, promoter Eddie Hearn. Look, second good win of 2025 for Leli. What did you make of that tonight?
Really aggressive. I mean, the James Todd victory was a good one. And tonight, Grant Dennis is a good fighter. He's testing a lot of these young pros, rarely get stopped like that. And it was beautiful to see. I was just screaming at him, just saying, when you get on the inside, just work him over, because he's very, very strong. And he's a good fighter on the inside. We saw that in the James Todd fight as well. He can box long. But sometimes, as the rounds go on, you want to start using your attributes, which is his strength. I mean, I don't know what's happened since January, but he's shot up. He's now, what, you weigh 165 pound yesterday? Now moving into the super middleweight category. I still think we decide middleweight, super middleweight, moving forward for the championship stuff. But now, next up, the copper box, Johnny Fisher against Dave Allen, May the 17th, right on the doorstep of Leli Buttigieg. Be shifting the last remaining tickets left for that one. And and I think now moving up towards 8 rounds and moving into Southern area English eliminators and English title fights towards the end of the year. Outstanding young talent. He's got to believe in himself and realise how strong he is and how hard he's punching for such a young man.
Final one to you then, Leli. As Eddie just said there, a nice local one in East London. Going to be lively in the copper box on May 17th.
Yeah, 100%. We're going to sell loads of tickets and we're going to get another big stoppage like that.
Great stuff. Leli Buttigieg, congratulations. 8-0. Well done. Good performance.
Yeah, as Jamie